Hey everybody, happy Friday.
Happy Friday, folks.
I'm finally getting to wear my Seattle shirt that you got me
nice.
on John's birthday trip, and I've been waiting to wear it because I've been wearing Padres stuff, and I thought it'd be silly to wear a Seattle shirt with the Padres hat.
Oh yeah, that would have been silly. And I just coincidentally I used the Seattle shot glass that I purchased for you as well to measure this drink.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So maybe I could wear it for our Halloween lights walk that we're supposed to go on this evening. I could sort of parlay it into like a Seattleite. Is that a word? Seattle, and that doesn't sound right either.
That sounds.
A person from Seattle.
A Seattleite. That sounds better.
So I would need maybe like a Starbucks cup and a Seahawks beanie.
I will tell you, obviously we told the folks that me and John were in Seattle a couple weeks ago, and I cannot believe the number of Starbucks that were shuttered, boarded up, closed.
What's the deal with that?
I don't know. I think a combination of downtown Seattle seems to be sort of concentrating itself in a smaller area, possibly so they can manage the whole situation with loitering and homelessness and so forth. Although that seemed to be downtown Seattle looked better than downtown San Diego, but that's
let's not get into that.
Yeah, we won't get into that. That's a different problem. But I guess maybe Seattleites are thinking that Starbucks is passe.
Not the thing anymore?
No.
All right. So today, in addition to being Halloween weekend eve, it's also National Breadstick Day.
Woo!
So happy National Breadstick Day.
I'm psyched for that.
So it's commonly believed that breadsticks originated in Italy in the late 1600s, but food historians don't all agree. Now, I'm not a food historian, but I find it fairly unlikely that, nobody made breadsticks until the 1600s, because the earliest archaeological records of humans making bread date back to 8000 BC in Egypt.
Wow.
Now, you're telling me that in 9,600 years, nobody tried to make bread into a stick shape? I mean,
yeah.
I guess they didn't find any, preserved breadsticks in the Mesopotamian ruins or whatever.
It's pretty hard to preserve breadsticks.
Right. I mean,
they kind of, I would imagine they would, I guess maybe they'd fossilize. Do they fossilize?
I think it would depend, I guess if they were buried in ashes or a volcano or something, they might. But.
It would seem to me if you found a 9,600-year-old breadstick buried somewhere, you would probably would think it was a stick or something. You wouldn't readily recognize it as a breadstick.
Anyway, I guess the Italians can have credit for inventing breadsticks until, some archaeologist, the breadstick archaeologist, discovers a more ancient specimen of a breadstick.
Mamma mia.
Okay.
I'm half Italian, believe it or not. Not on the Edelman side.
Well, that's where you get your looks from. You've got the Italian looks. Okay, so another food item, it's spiny lobster season. Yeah.
Yes, it is.
So San Diegoville, one of our favorite news outlets, published their top picks for where to get spiny lobster in San Diego. And their number one pick was Mitch's.
Seafood.
Yeah, which is my favorite one. So I looked up at Mitch's website for what they've got going on for the spiny lobster now. So they receive their catch directly from the fisher folks.
Fishermen. It's all right.
Okay, yeah.
It's all right.
At the adjacent docks. Mitch's is right there by the docks. So, you can't get much fresher than that unless you were in an undersea restaurant.
Yeah, under the ocean.
Under the ocean.
Right.
Yeah. So I looked
like SpongeBob SquarePants.
Exactly. Yeah. He probably gets pretty good lobster.
I'll bet.
So their half lobster plate is $25. Whole lobster plate is $41.
Wow.
And they do it Porta Nueva style. And the plates come with, of course, the lobster, salsa, cabbage, crema, tortillas, drawn lemon, garlic butter, and Mexican-style corn.
$41 for a whole one, huh? Spiny lobster, they don't have real big claws.
Yeah, it's different than a Maine lobster.
Tail.
I don't know. Anyway, that kind of got me wanting to go to Mitch's. But
yeah, it sounds good. I remember we had lobster in Porto Nuevo, right?
I sort of remember that.
Yeah, that was a tough day.
That was like 20 years ago, right?
It was about 20 years ago, and this is when we were with McMillan Realty, and we had won some kind of a award for
every
selling
quarter
houses.
they had, I forget, it was like a 5-star producer or whatever, and
Whatever
if you sold
that
a certain
means.
number of houses, they'd take you on a trip somewhere.
Right, and
this one time they bussed us all down there. It was to Rosarito, right?
Puerto Nuevo.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Right there in Puerto Nuevo, and a loan officer there at McMillan who was quite a jokester, quite a prankster. Bob Jones was. He told the waiter at the restaurant that it was my birthday, even though it was not my birthday. It had nothing to do with my birthday. And so for some reason then the people at the restaurant decided that I needed to drink, 6 shots of tequila.
They kept bringing you more and more tequila. And again, this was a long time ago.
It was a very long time
Yeah,
ago. I think that might have even been the last time I drank any tequila. It was, ooh.
And then they put us all on the bus ride back. And I don't remember that bus ride very much, but I do remember we had to go through back across the border, and the border folks. What do you call
Border
them?
Patrol
The
guy.
border patrol guy was like grilling us about. I
How
think he
long
was
we'd
just
been-
messing with us. Yeah.
Yeah, he was messing with us. How long we'd been married, and
Were we happily married?
yeah, we were. I think we were. Yeah, it was a rough bus ride. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah. We just wanted him to let us back across the border before everything went horribly wrong. But anyway, the lobster was good. Yeah, back to the lobster.
See how we brought it back around to the lobster.
Okay, so other than Mitch's, they like Top of the Market, which is downtown, the Fish Market in Del Mar, Point Loma Seafood, which is right next to Mitch's, and Mr. A's in Bankers Hill. I've never been there. I've heard good things about it, but I don't know. Generally, I don't really go for like the, the super fancy restaurants, because like we can usually cook something, that's almost as good at home or even better. So I don't like to really spend a lot of money at a restaurant unless I have like a really amazing view. Like I'll pay more for a view, but not for it to be fancy.
I think
don't
Mr.
care if
Ray's
it's
has a
fancy.
good view.
Does it?
I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay. Well, Mitch's has a good, you can't get, for my money, you can't get a better view
yeah,
than
that's-
Mitch's.
that's
It's like
right.
there on the water.
Yeah, no, that's
you
a good view. I think Mr. A's is sort of up on, I think it's on Cortez Hill. I think you're looking down. Yeah, the planes are going by.
Oh, okay. Well, that sounds nice, but
I've almost booked us a table at Mr. A's a couple of times over the years. We just never have done it.
well, anyway, they're supposed to have good spiny lobster.
Well, when the market turns back around and we're ready to spend $250 on dinner, we'll go to Mr. A's.
We're just waiting for the Fed to pivot. So again, Jerome Powell, you're ruining my dinner. So
It's time to
get
pivot,
it together.
buddy.
Yeah, it's
Pivot.
Time to turn it around.
Yeah.
Okay, so the city of San Diego has a new electric mini street sweeper, and they're asking San Diegans for suggestions for the name of the street sweeper.
Okay. That's
So
what we
this
need
thing-
to be worried about.
This thing has 0 emissions, and it's quieter than a traditional sweeper, and it can operate early in the morning and at night. So if you have any ideas for the name of this street sweeper, you're supposed to email them to thinkblue@sandiego.gov. So I looked on Reddit, and there were some suggestions for the names that they had. I thought some of them that I thought were pretty good were Sweep Caroline,
Ooh, yeah.
George Brush, the Grim Sweeper,
Nice.
and Sweeping Beauty.
Okay.
Okay, so if any of y'all have other ideas, send them.
I kind of like Sweep Caroline.
That's a good. Not everybody's going to get that one though.
Yeah, George Brush. That's pretty good.
George
too.
Bush.
Yeah.
That might be my favorite, but
Yeah.
that one could be construed as being political. But anyway.
Well, perhaps they should make sure that this electric street sweeper can also clean the sidewalks, because they seem to be having trouble with that in our neighborhood.
Yeah, we don't want to get into that story. But
No, let's just put it this way. I'm having a hard time getting the city of San Diego Environmental Services to clean the sidewalk, which seems like a basic function of government.
Well, it
but-
seems like they're having trouble with that all over the city. I mean, if you go
Yes.
downtown, it's
Well-
people. Yeah, we said we weren't going to get into this, but we seem to be getting into it.
Well,
anyway.
we're not getting into it. I told our city council woman's office that city of San Diego was failing at basic governmental functions, keeping the streets clean. That's basic.
Yes.
That's like government 101.
Right.
Anyway, that's enough of that.
Okay, so we can talk about something more fun, like the real estate
Oh
market.
yes, let's get into that.
So I know you've been on the phone like all day.
All day.
And it seems like I don't know if this is what's happening all over, but we have a few listings on the market right now, and people are writing offers on them. People want to buy them, and so we've got multiple offers out, and the buyers are all coming in like kind of around the same range, right? So it's,
well, yes and no.
Oh, okay. Well,
I mean, yes, on one property. I mean,
it's a similar story with all the properties, right? You've got interest, you've got multiple offers, but there's a gap between, the line the holders are selling and the line that the buyers are trying
the holders are selling? I mean, the sellers are holding? Yeah. Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
You guys,
the holders are not selling, they're holding. Wait, no, yeah. Okay,
you didn't know what she said, but you know what she meant.
People are holding and not selling. And
well, yes, it seems to be, this is the most unusual market condition I think I've ever seen.
Okay, I'm going to stop trying to describe it now. You go on ahead.
Okay. Well, yes, it's a very unusual market condition because there are definitely sellers that have decided that's it, we're not going down anymore. And the buyers seem to be deciding that's it, we're not coming up anymore, and there's a gap.
It's like in one of those Western movies where you've got people like on one side of the dusty street and one side on the other, and they're staring each other down.
You draw your gun. No,
right.
You draw your gun. Yeah, it's a standoff, is what it is.
Yeah, it's a standoff.
And in one case, the buyers and sellers are very close together, and I'm trying to tell the seller just take it. Please, just take the money and just take the money and run.
Move on with your life.
But at the same time, there's some weird stuff going on. I mean, I've never seen a market where you can have a house. I mean, generally when a house has been on the market 30 days, that's it. You're not going to get a lot more showings. You're not going to get a lot more offers. You might get one here and there. But in this case, we have a house that's been on the market nearly 40 days, and people just come and keep looking at it, and other people look at it.
And then the same people come back again and look some more.
And then, we've had one party who wrote an offer the first week, didn't pan out. They wrote an offer last week. We had an agreement, then they changed their mind the next morning. Now they're coming back and writing an offer that's $30,000 less than that offer, and the seller's like, what gives? We had a deal last week, and now you want it for $30,000 less. So we tried to split the difference with them, and they came up another $4,000. I mean, it's just silly stuff. And everybody's saying, well, buyers don't want to pay too much, and the sellers are saying, I've already reduced my price, I don't want to reduce anymore. It's a very interesting situation, and I think if there were more homes on the market, things would be different. But there aren't. The number of new listings is at its lowest level all year. This week, this is the lowest number of new listings in a week.
And that's not unusual for this time of year. Well, not for it to be the lowest ever, but people people don't want to put their homes on the market during the holiday season unless they really need to sell.
Generally not. But at the same time, this week, there's a real uptick in activity. People are, usually if I'm on the phone all day, it means, there's some deals being made. But the last couple of days I've been on the phone a lot, and no deals have been struck. So hopefully that changes over the weekend, and people start getting even closer together and coming to agreements, because we're not getting much agreement out there right now. And I get it, rates are high, but also sellers are offering credits to buy down the rate. It's a very, very crazy time in real estate. And if you want to jump in, give us a call, because it's a lot of fun.
Well, we've been making we've been working on our YouTube channel a lot, and we always have, but lately we put a lot more intention on building our YouTube, building up our YouTube page. And we've gotten more, positive responses, more subscribers, and also people coming out of the woodwork who seem like they didn't even watch the video, but they want to make an angry rant in the comments at a real estate agent. People, they're making comments. They're saying well, you're saying it's still a seller's market and prices are going to keep going up, but you're wrong. And We didn't say
we
that.
You should watch the video.
Yeah, please. I mean, if you want to make an angry comment, then, at least watch the video and, hear what we said before you respond.
We welcome your angry comments.
Yes, but
we just want you to watch the video first.
Right. Don't make an angry comment about something that you think we might say before you watch the video. Okay, so are we ready to move on from that?
Absolutely.
Okay, I've got Buddy who's scratching this chair over here. Come here, Buddy.
No,
now he's running off.
He's running off.
Okay, so we were talking about food. Let's talk about food some more.
All right.
So there's a new craze. So those like the cheese boards, and they call it a different word, and I'm not going to try and say it because
charcuterie?
Yeah, I don't know how to spell it or pronounce it, and if I haven't learned by now, I probably never will. So those have been a thing. Well, there's a new thing that's kind of a spin-off of that, and it is butter boards.
Ooh.
Yeah. So it's an alternative to the more expensive cheese board or whatever the thing you said is.
Well, charcuterie includes meats as well.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, apparently you're more cultured than I am, but
no, I'm just,
I just don't know.
I have eaten a lot more than you have.
Okay. So you take a bunch of softened butter and spread it on a board.
Oh. You lick it off?
Yeah. You top it with stuff and serve it with bread. Oh. So you can put sauces on it, spices, fruits, edible flowers, herbs, honey, salt flakes, shallots. Somebody was putting pureed pumpkin on it. I don't know about that. Nuts. And then somebody else was putting cheese on their butter board. I'm like, well, why do you need the butter if you have the cheese? But I don't know. Anyway, somebody did it.
Don't put butter on cheese. Yeah. Or cheese on butter.
So TikTok reports at over 10 billion butterboard searches.
10 billion?
Yeah, that's what this article I read said. And
maybe we should be on there. TikTok.
Maybe
what is
so.
That?
It's for younger people. It's not for us.
Okay.
But there's only like 8 billion people on the planet, so that would mean that every person on the planet would have had to search for butterboards at least once, if not more than once. But
yeah, I don't think. Yeah, I don't believe that number.
I don't know about this butterboard thing though, because I mean, like, how much butter can you really eat? If it's cheese and meat, you can, I mean, I don't eat meat, but people who do eat meat, you could snack on that for a while.
Yeah.
But I have one bread and butter. I'm like, okay, I'm good. And then also you've got a bunch of people dipping into the butter. So I don't know. I'm not sure butterboard.
When I was a kid, we used to put butter on saltine crackers with raisins.
That's okay. I've heard of butter on saltine crackers.
That was a
never
snack.
Tried raisins. Was this just a Hanford thing, or because I've never heard of that?
Probably. Okay. You Hanford people know what I'm talking about. Butter, saltine, raisin. Because back in the day, they used to call Fresno the big raisin.
Oh, okay. I guess that makes sense. If you're in the Central Valley, you're trying to use up raisins.
We were all about raisins. There were just raisins everywhere. Like you could walk down the street and they're just, raisins on everybody's.
The sky is raining raisins and you're walking.
Yeah, you could just eat raisins on the way to school, on the way to work, whatever it was. You could just hold out your hand and it would be filled with raisins.
Seems like people don't eat raisins as much as they used to.
You don't see too many raisins. I mean, you don't hear much about it. And like in the Fresno area, Modesto, Merced, those are all gone to wine grapes now. They're doing wine grapes because wine became very popular. More popular
than raisins. I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, raisins were billed as a very healthy food, but really they're full of sugar. So fruit sugar.
It's better than a handful of gummy bears, I guess.
It's better than eating sugar cubes for sure. But anyway, yeah, so I could see like a few crackers with some butter, but I'm not sure. Yeah, once you eat like a couple tablespoons of butter, you're going to start getting that fat headache that you get when you eat a lot of fat. At least I do. I love butter, but you got to kind of put
so far you can go with it.
Yeah.
Okay, do you have anything else that you want to talk about?
No, I would like to. I mean, I might want to dip into one of these butter boards and maybe possibly search. Maybe I'll search YouTube for it.
There you go.
Since we're too old to be on TikTok, apparently I'll search YouTube for butterboard. But yeah, I'm gonna get in there and make us some dinner.
What are we having tonight?
We're having poor man's crab cakes. In other words, I'm making them out of with tuna, canned tuna.
If it weren't for Jerome Powell, we'd be using real crab.
That's right. I'd be ordering crab from up north, but I'm not. I'm using canned tuna. It's good tuna.
Thanks, Jay Powell.
Yeah, thanks a lot, bud. So yeah, you take some tuna, you flake it up, mix in some panko breadcrumbs, egg seasoning, and you make it like you fry it in a pan like a crab cake and have it with some some rice. We'll have.
Okay, what kind of sauce are you going to put on that?
Well, we have that Trader Joe's that Thai orange the stuff that
It's like a orange chili sauce?
Yeah, it's
okay,
a sweet and sour kind of sauce.
That'll work.
I think it'll be good.
All right, well, I think we should get out of here because all this talk about food has made me hungry. And I need you to get in the kitchen and make me some dinner.
See if you can DoorDash us a butterboard over here.
Gosh, it's got like one lick mark out of it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean that's a lot of butter.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, let's wrap it up.
Have a good weekend, everybody.
Thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you next time.